And welcome. Tonight we are going to undertake a shard pull, a pretty good sized one. We have a grand total of, I believe, yes, 63 shards. And the ancient shards are kind of the focus right now for the double chance for an epic or legendary. Now, that sounds like a huge improvement, and it really is, but it's still a very difficult task to get a legendary. Now, with 63 shards, the numbers aren't really in my favor at this point. Getting that 1 in 100 chance is better than that 1 in 200 chance that this would normally be at 0.5%. We're going to get epics, and that's nice. There are some good epics that are available that I'm hoping for. But ultimately, my goal are a couple of legendary champions. Now, there are some great champions out there that have some fantastic abilities. And what I'm missing right now the most are champions that do buff their teammates with unkillable. And I'm speaking of both Maneater, and I believe maybe the Tower does that as well. But I'm without a doubt Maneater. He has been kind of a mainstay for all of these groups that are just tearing it up on the clan boss. There are so many great strategies, but the Maneater strategy seems to be working the best. And it's allowing people to cycle through their attacks, and by the time the clan boss has attack back, well, they've got unkillable on them, and the clan boss can't kill them, and they go right back through the process. Now, there's a lot of tuning you have to do once you've got one or preferably two man-eaters. It's a speed tune, so all of your champions have to have the right speed. They have to attack in the right order. So it's not a matter of you go first, you go second. It's you go first with this speed, you go second with this speed. It's very precise and difficult to get just right. Now, I'm nowhere near that because I don't even have one man-eater. I've been playing for quite a while. You can see here I'm level 80, well over a year. And I've been through the whole 270 plus days. I'm on my third run through this 30-day cycle that they've reestablished once you've gone through all of those. So, yeah, I've been around. I've seen a thing or two, and I've got a good pool of champions, but it's not as diverse as I'd like. There are certainly some holes that are in need of filling. What do I have here? 13 legendaries. Not bad. I've got another one in my vault. I might pull him out if they find a way to buff him up a little bit. He's good, but doesn't really fill any of the needs that I have for my tag team or for my regular PvP arena. So yeah, I've got some holes. And the big one at this point is what I could pull tonight, and that would be some counterattack champions. For example, I do want to look at Valkyrie. I don't have her, obviously. She's amazing. Great abs. But more than her abs, she is a defensive-based champion, which always, always, always is solid. Great attack, everything based on defense, but here her A2 is amazing. She attacks all enemies, places a shield buff on all allies for 3 turns, and a counterattack buff on all allies for 2 turns. So this counterattack buff on all allies, I don't know why I can't get that out, is absolutely solid. It's a great buff. The value of the shield and the damage inflicted are proportional to this champion's defense. And she's a defensive-based champion, so you're buffing the crap out of her defense, and the damage that all of these other champions have that she's giving to them is based off of her defense. Oh yeah, and they've got counterattack. just an amazing champion. She's got more to her, obviously, other great abilities, but what I am interested in is getting this group counterattack. We've got champions that do single target counterattacks, and most of them are on themselves. But there are two that do it for the group. More than that, actually. I think I've got Skull Crusher also does that. And I've already got him. Yay! He's actually a very important part of my team, but he's not on the same playing field as these two. We talked about Valkyrie. Now we're going to talk about Martyr, and she is with the Sacred Order. And I've actually already done a whole video on my desire to get Martyr because she's absolutely solid as an arena champion. She has other uses, of course, but for me, getting some counterattack for my whole party on my arena team would be fantastic. A1, solid. Decreased defense is always good. Hey, how's it going there, Prince? Her A2, increased defense and a counterattack on all of the allies for 2 turns. That's amazing. Now, she is also a defensive-based champion. All of her damage is based on her defense. And she's got a provoke. And she decreases the attack. Just top to bottom, solid champion. All right, so, hey, I'm going through and looking at champions on Raid Shadow Legends. Today, they're having a special, a double opportunity to get better champions using your ancient shards. And over the last few weeks, since our last event, I've gathered 63 of these shards. So I'm going to pull them, and I'm going to take my time with it because I'm in no rush. And have a chat, hang out. I'll talk a little bit about the champions, but yeah, let's go for sure. I'm going to talk about them, but I'm really after 2. If I get a couple of others, that would be amazing, and I'll talk about those. But for the most part, we're looking for either Valkyrie or Martyr. Those are my 2 main targets. And the chances of getting them are so infinitesimal. But we're going to go for it. Why not? So I'm going to go ahead and get started because, that's why we're here, right? Oh, yeah. And to have some whiskey. In this case, Jack and Coke. Can't go too hog wild. It is a school night. Here we go. First summon. And I've got just enough room here. Okay, Siegebreaker, not bad. You'll recognize him from the advertisement in the very first video when you start playing the game. Siegebreaker is the one that confronts our brand new champions and then just quickly gets demolished, which is kind of obvious why. Not bad, but he's an attack champion, which kind of works against him from the beginning. Got some good skills, but not amazing. Sorry, Siegebreaker. Not the man I'm looking for. Up next, Twin Claw Disciple. Yeah. I do like that his A1. His main attack here is a heal reduction. Those are very powerful attacks for sure. All right. Not what I'm looking for. Okay, Headsman. I believe he is new to me. Fear on an A1. I like that. That's really helpful. Again, heal reduction, this time on the A2. And his passive inflicts 15% more damage to targets under heal reduction. So these two go together. I'm sorry, this one, the A2 and A3 go together really, really well. It's not even an A3, it's his passive. So cool. I like that. I'll have to check him out, build him up. Are you happy it's Friday, Arab Prince, or is it just another day for you because you're open pretty much 7 days a week? You're a busy dude, being a business owner. Yeah, Chopper, yeah. Pretty much any rare I get. There are a few rares that are top notch, but I'll talk about those when and if they arrive. Just another day. Yeah. Well, being a business owner, it's exciting that first, I don't know, month, 2 months, 6 months maybe. But after a while, you're like, it's all me all the time. And yeah, I owned an acting school in Ventura for a while. And it's kind of nice to put that on my resume, but that's about it. I lost my shirt, was not a very good businessman. The only thing that really came out of that, well, a couple things. That's when I first started writing plays, but it's also when, hey, Yolfi, welcome. But it's also when I discovered that I love to teach. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun because you're the boss, and it sucks because you're the boss. All the problems land on you, without a doubt. Yeah. And you have to make those tough decisions. You can't really just go to the boss and say, hey, toilet's backed up. You need to figure that out. It's like, okay, toilet's backed up. Can I afford to get it fixed right now? Can I afford not to get it fixed right now? That's rough, for sure. Hey, our first epic. Ooh, Jotun. I think he's new for me. All right, decreased defense on the A1. That is a solid opening attack right there. Damage is based on HP because he's an HP champion. I like this. That is a really good pull. A2, Ascended, attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of placing an HP burn for 4 turns. Okay, double that. Not bad. HP burn can be really effective, especially if you get it for that long. Cool. A3 attacks one enemy, decreases the target's max HP by 30% of the damage inflicted. Damage increased by 50% if the target is under an HP burn debuff. I don't know why I can't talk tonight. Okay, so this skill, much like the other one, builds off of this one. Having the HP burn increases the damage of his A3. So definitely opening with the A2, going to the A3, and then back up to the A1. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah. It's good to have, as a business owner, you want to have like a pool of people to call that you can count on, knowing that they're going to call on you for stuff too. So you got to have that you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing, and have a network. I was never good at building that. I can talk about it. I can recognize it. I just could never do it. Yeah. That's why I failed. Metal Shaper. Definitely has found some uses in the Doom Tower. I've got him, and I've got a pretty good setup for him. He's coming along. He's not perfect yet. I've got to level up some gear and make some improvements here and there, but I like having him. I don't think I need more of him, but maybe I can beef him up somehow. Halberdier. Yeah. I love the little top knot feathers. So sexy. All right, yeah, we'll move on from that. Hey, we've already gone 10 shards deep into our next set of 10. Flesh Eater. He looks so vicious, but he's kind of a pushover. All right, I will try that once. I will open 10 at once when I get down to 50. I like those round numbers. All right, so when I get down to 50 shards left, I'll pull 10. All right, I'll try that, yeah. All right, after Flesh Eater, who do we have? Another rare. And Preserver. All right. She's just got attitude. Anyone who throws her hips out like that, yeah, don't mess with her. Serious attitude. This guy, I always was like, ooh, this guy could be really cool. And I went through there. He's got a really good A1. Provoke is fantastic. Hey, everyone, look at me, attack me. And he's an HB-based champion, so he should be just top-notch. But I was never able to get anything good out of him. His skills here, while on the right path, just aren't up to snuff. I mean, he's a rare, not an epic or a legendary, which would really be helpful. Because this number, I'd love for that to be higher. Heals his champion for 10% at the start of their turn. Okay, that's good. What more can you do? And it's a good passive, but with just 2 attacks and his aura is okay, but are you really going to use resist in the faction crypts? Probably not. So he looks cool and he has potential, but ultimately just a disappointment. Okay, we're going to follow some direction here from the Arab prince. He is a prince after all. We're going to pull 10 shards. Drum roll. Here we go. Get some whiskey ready just in case. Rare, 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 rare. Oh, no, 2 epics, sorry. Epic, epic, rare, rare. Okay, let's take a look here. I did a video about Purgator. Interesting dude. I'd like him to do more. His A1 is based on attack, but there's nothing special about it. Other than it will ignore shield buffs, which can be handy, but he's an attack champion. So he's never really going to be that huge nuker that you would like. He can do some damage, no doubt about it, but he's not quite to the level that would really put him to use. His A2 attacks all enemies. Great. Extra 10% crit damage for each debuff on this champion. Good, up to 50%. That's a nice big chunk of extra crit damage. On a 3-turn cooldown eventually. So, okay, we're good. And then his A3 attacks one enemy. It decreases the target's max HP by 20% of the damage inflicted. Now, most of the ones I've come across say by 25 or 30%. So this is okay. So, he's got potential, but you're going to have to really invest in some gear to bump him up to the level of some epics and certainly the legendaries. So, okay, not bad. Luria is new to me. I like this. A lot of stuff happening on our A1. Yeah, the big decreased defense, the big heal reduction, or the big speed debuff. Okay, so it's not going to be all 3 of them. It's going to be one of them, but all 3 of those are pretty good for your A1. A2, again, really good. And enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. That's great. You take this champion up to the ice golem and whack one of the minions. They cannot come back to life to continue the fight. I've got a few champions that do that, and it's really makes for a fun fight. You're hoping that, okay, is her A2 available? Oh yeah, killing blow, boom, suck it, you're done, right? I like that. And then A3 blocks buffs. Okay, I like her. That's pretty cool. The downside, it's stuck at 5 turns on the cooldown. There's nothing here to bring it down. A lot of times there'll be a level 6 here, which is another book, but it would reduce the cooldown by 1 turn. She doesn't have that here. She doesn't have it there either. So yeah, these turns are locked, which is too bad. I'd like to be able to bring those down. All right, Luria's good. And Defiled Sinner, I've got him. He's okay. It's always good to have decreased defense, but it is the big one. That's good. And increased attack is the small one. But it's only for this champion. He doesn't do it for the whole group, which would be nice. All right, now here's a little phrase here that should perk your ears up. Damage is based on attack and enemy max HP, which means the beefier the boss that you're fighting, the more damage you're going to do. When you're attacking with an epic, generally they're going to do more damage than a rare. So I would hope the same would be here with Defiled Sinner. So I'll have to look at him again. I kind of glossed over him before and didn't build him. So maybe I'll take a look at him and see if it's worth it. And A3 attacks all enemies. Good. Get that down to a 5-turn cooldown. Damage increases by 10%. Damage increases by 10% for each enemy alive. Stacks up to 100%. Okay, so I can see that maybe in spiders, when there's all kinds of spiderlings out there, he would be really handy. Cool. And the others are meh. That's a technical term, meh. All right. Sorry, didn't mean to get all technical. Okay, we're at 40 shards left, and I've got a few more sips left here. Back to single pulls. Judge. All right. For a second there, I thought it was Warden because they look very similar. He's, what's the term? Oh, yeah, meh. All right, next up, Barbarian Dune Strider. She's newish, I think. I've got her already. I dig the headdresses that the Barbarians get to use. Hers is pretty epic. Makes her look a lot taller than she really is, and she's already, pretty big. Decreased defense on the A1, always good. That is the small one. We really like that to be 60%, but she's a rare. I mean, that's good for what we get. 3 times at random, that's good. And heal reduction, and get that to 100% heal reduction on a 4-turn cooldown. Nice. So, not horrible. Hey, Chopper again. How's it going, Chopper? Good to see you. Another Barbarian, Bloodbraid. And she's another one of those that she has potential, but just a little bit short of what I'd really like. Provoke on her A1 is great. If you can get as many people as possible to focus on you, and especially if you are an HP-based champion like she is, so she's going to last longer with more health. And you put some good defensive gear on her, and some accuracy to make sure that she does get that provoke to stick. So there's a lot of things you have to build on her to get this to work. But if you can get it to work, it can be very effective. You can lock down a team with 1 or 2 really good, strong champions with provoke. I once set up my whole team around, Molly Tankard. Great legendary champion, and she's a dwarf. Thank you for trying to sell me more stuff. I'm going to check her out real fast. You see here, she's the only legendary dwarf I've got. Hey, Sarita. Welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, so this is Molly Tankard, and she's a dwarf, and she's got an amazing A2. And I've got this down to a 3-turn cooldown. It places a provoke debuff on all enemies. Now it's just for 1 turn, but it also has a 50% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 2 turns instead. So it doesn't say there's a chance to place the provoke. It says places the provoke. The only thing that can really inhibit this is whether or not the opponent has a really high resist. But not many teams build resist. Most teams are building accuracy, speed, HP, or defense, or both. So I got her maxed out on speed at like over 300 speed and accuracy at like 275. And so she went first, and boom, she provokes the entire team. That entire team is now locked down for most of the time 2 turns. They can't do anything. So the rest of my team, meanwhile, is just picking them off because they've got AoE effects, and they're just devastating them. And if they are still alive after 2 turns, well, she's only got 1 more turn before she can cast this again, because she can get it down to a 3-turn cooldown. Just an incredible skill. Now, I've since kind of changed my tactics and gone more to a blender comp, but if you get Molly Tankard, I tell you, this is a great, great skill. It served me well, got me up to gold 4. Can't sell that one short. And she has other great skills. She has a resurrect or what is it? She can raise one person up. Yeah, revive an ally with 50% and give them a block damage for a turn. What a great skill, right? You put those two together, very, very good. Yeah, oh yeah, and she also does extra damage to anyone who's under HP burn. And she is as a support champion, damage based on defense, and that's her only real attack. But yeah, she's phenomenal, just phenomenal. All right, back to my polls. 36 to go. Nice. We're making some pretty good headway here. And not horrible pulls. We haven't really hit that magic yet. I'm looking for some magic still. All right. I like him for HP. That's a good start for him, but he's just not quite there. Slayer and Ox, these guys, they crack me up because they're basically the dude that stormed the Capitol building, right? He needs to have like a MAGA flag in his other hand. But yeah, unfortunately, as epic as he looks, he's just another rare. Hey, look at that, Metal Shaper again. Again, great potential, very useful now in the Doom Tower, but I got him already. Another dwarf, Cudgeler, not bad. I like the fact that they're expanding the roster for the dwarves. For a while, it was a pretty sparse group, but over the last couple months, they've been releasing a few champions here and there, and some good dwarves. Oh, Tormentor. Okay, getting into the demon spawn here a little bit, which is cool. But other than looking pretty evil and cool, not a whole lot there, which is too bad. So how things going, Sarita? Steel Boyer. Yeah. She's like the, oh gosh, who am I thinking? Oh, it's gone. She has potential. She can hit really hard, but she is attack-based, which hurts her a little bit. And yeah, the good thing here is that her damage on her A3 is based on enemy max HP. So that's cool. And yeah, I think you're right here, Arab Prince. We might have to go back to a 10 pull. The problem is, I'm going to be done soon, and what else are we going to do, right? Okay, well, let's do that then. We've got 30 shards left. Let's take it down to 20. Last time we did this, we pulled a couple of epics. Let's give it a shot. Arab Prince has got the magic touch, obviously. Here we go. Oh, there's a legendary. A Legeus. Rain Beast, I got him already. He's a really good early game epic. But Elegeus or Elegeus, I don't know anything about this guy. He has not been on my radar. That is a very unique looking champion. From the Undead Hordes, he's support. Very useful, having a good supply of support champions. They have very specific roles in different dungeons, and it can be really, really cool. But I haven't even looking at his kit yet, but he's just got a cool look about him. Except he's got the Miley Cyrus tongue thing going on. Oh, good. Yeah, legendary and epic. So, Arab Prince, you're calling it well tonight. I got to tell you. Yeah. So this game is Let me look at this guy's kit, Sarita, and then I will be happy to go over kind of the basics of what you do in the game. But yeah, let's take a look here. A1, Spirits of Spite. Okay, attacks one enemy, 25% chance of placing block cooldown skills debuff for one turn. Okay, on the A1, that's a good skill. The chance increases by 0.75% for every 1% of HP this champion loses. Okay, so this skill gets more powerful the lower in health he gets. Okay, the 25% chance, you can get that up to a 35% chance by putting some books into them. Okay, interesting A1, not bad. A2 attacks one enemy. Okay, so far this guy is focused on one enemy, not multiple. So that kind of puts him in fewer groups. Puts the target skills on cooldown. So kind of like the blocking buffs on his A1. Now he's saying, okay, you can't cast any skills whatsoever. Either debuffs on me or buffs on yourself or your partners. Excuse me. If the enemy team has any duplicates of the target champion, will also put all their skills on cooldown. Now that's interesting. I'm wondering if that would work on Ice Golem, on the minions, on the faction wars bosses, and Spider. I'll have to look into that because that can be an incredibly powerful skill because it would get all of them. Spider has I think 15 spiderlings that she summons. The other bosses summon 2 that are twins. Same thing with, there's a lot of uses possible for this guy. I need to look him up. That's interesting. Ghost Rage attacks all enemies. That's what we're looking for. Has a 75% chance of removing 2 random buffs. All right, that could be fun. Has a 75% chance of decreasing all enemies' turn meters by 20%. Nice. And decreases enemy turn meters by a further 0.2% for every 1% of HP this champion loses. Okay, it gets a little bizarre when you start dealing with these numbers here, but okay. Again, the more health he loses, the more powerful he gets. And he's got a passive, Spurned by Death. Prevents this champion's death and keeps him alive on 1 HP when hit by a fatal hit. So we can that down to 5 turns. So once every 5 turns, if he's killed, he won't be killed. He'll just have 1 health. If this skill prevents this champion's death, heals them by 10% of their max HP, fills their turn meter by 20%, and places a shield buff on them equal to 30% of their max HP for 2 turns. Wow. So you got to basically kill this guy twice in a row to make sure he stays dead. Interesting. All right. I'm happy with him. And he just looks epic. Any boss mob that has candles coming out of his back, man, that's just badass. Aeroprince says, do 5 single and then 10 more, please. I think I can do that. All right. Yeah, the rest of these are repeats. None of these guys are new. I pulled Headspin a little bit earlier, pulled Pounder a little bit earlier. Okay. 5 more single, and then another 10. Number 1. That's Steel Boyer again. Yeah. She had so much potential. I mean, she just looks badass. That reflective armor like that, and but no. Not quite what I was hoping she would be. Mother Superior. Not a bad rare as a support champion. Some good heals. Yeah, not bad. I kind of like her. I don't use her enough, but Faction Wars for sure. Number 3 of 5. Epic. Ooh. Baroth the Blood-Soaked. Brand new. Another Barbarian. A lot of Barbarians here. Let's see. He is an HP champion. Okay, so that means his health is going to be higher. and his damage is based on that health, which is always good. Attacks one enemy 2 times. That's good. The first hit has a 20% chance of filling this champion's turn meter by 10%. Second hit has a 20% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 10%. Good. Turn meter manipulation can be powerful. The fact that he's relying on this and he can get it down to a 30% chance on each, you don't really want to rely on it. It's kind of like an extra thing. Oh, okay, that's cool if it procs, but most of the time it's not going to. But yeah, he looks cool for sure. And the helmet, I like the dual snake things, whatever those are, jaguars, whatever. His A2, Splattering Hacks. Attacks one enemy 2 times. First hit places a shield equal to 25% of the damage inflicted on all allies. I like that. The weaker champions, it'll say places that shield on himself. But he's a giver. He's going to get that shield to everyone. Second hit heals all allies, again a winning, by 10% of the damage inflicted. You beef up his HP, he's going to do a bunch of damage, and that damage is going to heal everyone else. Sorry, didn't mean to hit the microphone. So I like this guy a lot right now. His A3 attacks one enemy 2 times. First hit, he's got these first and second hit things. All right. First hit has a 75% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack. Very, very solid for 2 turns. Get that? Oh, no, that's the lowest it'll get is 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. Second hit, 75% chance of placing the 60% decreased debuff. Decreased defense, debuff. So yeah, this is a great combo. Oh, and Ascended, it's even better here. Hold on. Oh, okay. Increase attack on your guys and, decrease and increase. So yeah, he's doubly good on his A3. He's decreasing the abilities of the opponent and increasing all of the allies. That's fantastic. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. 75% chance of removing any increased defense on the target. Okay, so yeah, he's definitely weakening his target on all of these opportunities. I like this guy. I really want to see what he's capable of. I'm going to come back over here. Quit selling me stuff. I'm going to come back over here to my index and look at how other people have rated him so far. I know not to put a whole lot of faith in these ratings, but I do want to see, okay, not as high as I was thinking they would be. 5 would be the perfect score. So people say he's good-ish with the clan boss, faction wars. All right. Well, I'm going to have to try him out. It's going to be expensive to gear him up, but I do want to see what he's capable of, just in case other people are stupid. I mean, wrong. All right. Let me come back over here. What do I have? I have 2 more to summon. And then we'll do the 10 pull. Bandit. What? Oh, I pulled the wrong one. Let's come down here to the Ancients. I was like, what the heck just happened? I pulled a common. Okay. Now we're on the right shards. Sorry about that. Phew. Another epic. All right. And Bloodfeather. I'm a huge fan of ranged attack. And I know it doesn't make any difference in this game, but in other role-playing games, I love playing characters that have ranged attack. So when I saw her and the fact that she's got these massive spear-sized crossbow bolts, I thought, man, all right, what can she do? And she was okay. Wasn't anything to call home about, So that's too bad. All right, last of my single pulls for a while. Pick stickers. Speaking of spears, now those are spears, and she's got a grand total of 3 of them. But she's a rare, and, her kit is okay. Nothing amazing. All right, we're going to go back to our last 10 pull. After this, we have to go and finish it out with single pulls. All right, Arab Prince, you've had some good luck so far. I'm hoping we can get another legendary. We've already beaten the odds. We have 63 shards with a 1% chance. That means 1 in 100, and we got it with less than that. Can we do that again? That would be amazing. Let's see. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's my second Brachus the Shifter. Oh, he's such a great champion too. I did a whole video on this guy. In fact, one of my most popular videos on YouTube is the one on the night that I got him, a howling good pull. Excellent. So, yes, you helped me get another legendary. And yeah, I got to figure out what to do with him. Singularly, all by himself, I mean, as one champion, pretty darn good. I'm really enjoying using him in different scenarios. I gotta see if I can get him geared up well enough to join my my tag team arena team. He's good for single targets, but on those single targets, he absolutely wrecks them if he's geared properly. So that's good. Okay, and we have, look at this, 3 dwarves. Perforator, Boltsmith, and Honor Guard. And they're all okay. They're rares. But the fact that we have so many on one pull here is pretty amazing. And Kale and Aethel, they are 2 of our starting champions. So they're not just common, they're extremely common. In fact, everyone has a chance to start with one of those guys. Okay, 5 single pulls. We've gotten 2 legendaries already. What are the chances? That's amazing. All right, here we go. Rare. Hey, Halberdier again. Good to see you again. Adios again. Another epic. All right, Allure. She's got a good kit, and there's some really important things that she can do here. Decreased defense is good. It's the small one. It should be 60%, but you know, having it at all is great. But the sleep can be effective in the arena. I've got her already, and I've been using her on my Faction Wars team, and she's been effective. But beefing her up a bit would be better, and this would help. Yeah. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, next one. 3 left. Death Chanter. Another really cool looking champion. I like his, I don't even know what you call that, a skull backpack. But his weapon is vicious looking, and his armor is pretty cool looking. But his kit isn't as cool looking as it could be. He does some okay things, but it's hard when you are an HP champ, but your damage is based on attack. And it makes me wonder if maybe the devs made a mistake. Did the developers mean to have that as an HP, a damage based on HP, seeing as he's an HP champ? Or did they intentionally make him kind of weak? And because he's a rare, they might have just made him kind of weak. So that's too bad. All right, 2 more pulls. Cool. Maiden again. Not bad. Great hair. Not good enough for me, though. Here we go. Last pull. Lamellar. Or Lamellar. I don't know. Yeah, I never knew how to pronounce his name. But I never really investigated because he's not really that interesting. The art on him is cool, interesting, but as an HP champion, he actually does damage based on HP, which is a good start. But, his kit is not amazing. Now, I promised Sarita I would explain the game a little bit, and I didn't get a chance to do that. But basically, You have a pool of champions, and those champions have a lot of different things that they can do. All right. So I just pulled 63 and shards that would summon these champions, and it filled up my ranks here. Let me show you what I've got. These are all the champions that are readily available. They're in my, basically, if it was a deck of cards, they're in my hand, ready to play. So a ton, right? I've also got a vault where I keep a bunch of them that I don't use. And it's dizzying how many there are. They're all relatively unique. They have very interesting and diverse skills. But some are useful, some are not. And figuring out which ones are useful and how to properly gear them, put the right stuff on them to make them powerful, that's part of the challenging aspect of this game. Because when you go into battle, you've got these different forms of battle. If you want to beat the clan boss, I've already used my keys, but I mentioned at the very top of the broadcast here, to get to the top of the damage chart, you got to get Maneater. He's got 2. He's got 2. He's got 2. He's got 1. All right? So up to almost 100 million damage. And the first person who doesn't have Maneater, same number of keys, half as much damage. That tells you the power of Maneater. And unfortunately, he is a champion that's out of the, Void. Sorry about that. The Void faction. Gray hair makes the brain go dead. Sorry. But yeah, he's a Void champion, which means you can only get him by pulling Void shards. I didn't get to do that tonight. I was only doing Ancient shards. So no way I was going to get him. A couple of weeks ago I tried. Didn't get him. So yeah, I've been playing this game for well over a year, coming up on a year and a half. And I've never seen a Maneater at all. Same thing with the Rashkard the Tower, another character that does unkillable for the group. So I'll get there eventually, just not now. So that's one aspect of the game. Another aspect is the PvP. You got 2 different forms that will take. A single team, where I have up to 4, and the team you're going against can have up to 4. And you can see here I've got 4 legendaries, and they're all badass babes. And hey, overall, Arab Prince, I think we did pretty well. 2 legendaries made for a good night. Even if one of them was a duplicate, the other one was brand new and is going to require some research. And I like that part of the game. I like getting something new and trying to figure out how I can, make that character, that champion, as powerful as possible, and then find the place to put that character. Where is that character? I can't remember his name now. It was a weird one. But where is he going to be the best? Where is he going to serve the most? So, yeah, he may not be as great as he looks on the surface. But at this point, he's exciting. It's like getting a new car. You don't know much about the new car until you get into it and drive it, but it looks cool. It's brand new. That's a win. The other legendary, Brachus, is amazing. I've already got him. It doesn't mean having a second one's a bad thing, though. But here he is. This kind of goes in order of power, right? Arbiter is like the queen bee. She's all powerful, super effective in the arena. She wrecks. Look at her. Of course she's going to wreck. And then there's Brachus. And this guy just looks vicious. I don't have his gear maxed out. It can go up to 16, but it's really expensive to upgrade that high on all of the pieces, and I don't have that much silver yet. Oops, didn't mean to exit out there. But he'll eventually be absolutely vicious. And if I have 2 of them, and I put them on my tag team arena, which I've got over here. Now, if I just want to show you real fast, I've got 3 groups of 4 that go up against 3 groups of 4. So I need to position them in a manner that's going to line up best against my opponent. Now, this is not a good opponent right here. My power, all of them together, 392K. This guy has 508K. All right, so maybe I could say, okay, well, maybe I'll try to beat one team. Yeah, my best team can barely, do better points-wise. Doesn't mean we'll win, but we got a better point total than their worst team by just a bit. The prospects of us getting any wins out of this are pretty slim. But if I get another Brachus like this guy, who would he replace? That would be the great challenge. Where am I going to put him here? Another place that would be good for a second Brachus is in the faction wars. And when we, let's see, where would he go? Skinwalkers, right? Is he a Skinwalker? I think he is. Yeah. So, yeah, in fact, I would be able to use them tonight. They rotate this every night. It's a new pair or 3 of the groups that can fight. And the Skinwalkers happen to be fighting tonight. And so all the people that are in the same faction that he is, these are all Skinwalkers. And by powering up and leveling up another Brachus, guess who'd be getting the axe? Probably my Prowler here. She's a rare, which kind of makes her weaker already. But to bring in a second Brachus on this team, absolutely overpowered. So it's a win. Having that second Brachus, while expensive to get geared up, is going to be a bonus, and I'm happy for that. So yeah, I'm happy with tonight. Didn't get my Martyr, didn't get my Valkyrie like I was really hoping, but to get 2 legendaries when I would have been lucky to get 1, I'm happy. This worked out well. Thank you for your good mojo. You seem to bring that with you whenever you show up on my stream, and I appreciate that. But this game is definitely one of those that if you get into it, it can be addicting because there are so many elements to the game. And I know it's kind of like how you feel about, or at least used to feel about Last Day on Earth, and how there are so many elements to that game. And once you get into it and start to figure things out, you're like, oh, I can't wait to get into it even deeper. And for me, this game kind of captured that part of me over a year and a half ago. I didn't have a whole lot of other things I was playing. I had stepped away from Warcraft at that point and was looking for something just to kind of fill the hours. And this was it. I played this account for a while. I can get up to level 100. So that tells you how long it takes to get really powerful in this game. I'm not there yet. In fact, if I look at my clan, it's like a guild. These are my members, and the really good ones are in Gold 4. So that's the player versus player arena. So we got a good core. The highest is bronze. I'm sorry, bronze. That's the lowest. Platinum 1. We're just 1 level below that, so we're in good shape. But at level 80, I'm comparable with the top players, but Remo, holy cow. He's actually got 2 characters in the guild, and both of them are super powerful. But 81, 77, 79, we're all pretty good. And it's an actual active guild. These 2 folks down here haven't been around for a while, but we're expecting Carnage to come back. This person right here hasn't played in almost a year, but he also founded the guild. So he's kind of like an honorary hold-on just in case he comes back. And it would be cool for him to come back and see how much we've grown since he left. We've got some very powerful players who have done super well. looking at the clan boss again, going down to the ultimate, ultra nightmare, the hardest boss. We're at a point where we can kill this boss just about every night. And I'm actually taking part, not doing as well. I don't have the man-eater like these folks do. I'm down here in the number 6 position, and it took me 5 keys to get there. At most during the day, you get 4. I had to buy an extra couple of keys at 100 gems each to get up to the next tier. I wanted to get to the celestial chest. All right, I'm at 49 million damage. I just got into this range. I'm not going to get up over 70. It's just not going to happen. I don't do that much damage. I would need, what is that, at least 20 more million damage, and it would take me probably 2 or 3 keys to get there, and I'm not going to spend that kind of resources. The gems are pretty rare. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the game. I enjoy it. It keeps my brain active, which is important. The older you get, the more you need to have something to focus on to keep you energized and interested. I know that watching older people, like people in their 70s and 80s, and how they can just kind of slip into television and watching their shows. There's not a whole lot of life there. How many times can you watch Jeopardy and really feel like you're enriching yourself? Now, yeah, this is a video game. Is this really enriching me? It's keeping my brain active. It's numbers based, which is really important. There's a lot of history behind these characters. I don't get into that a whole lot, but there's just stuff to keep you driven. And the same reason I love Warcraft, the World of Warcraft, so much. It's just something that I can fall back into and very quickly become very involved and want to pursue even more. This game isn't as graphically as advanced as World of Warcraft. I know that's a very cartoony game, but that one's a full live action game. This one's much more static. But they call this a gacha game. What drives people are these shards. And the fact that I had 63 shards, they took a long time to accumulate. Every once in a while, you can buy one on the market. They'll sell 5 of them per month. And they'll appear in the market sporadically. You never know when they will show up. But they cost 200,000 silver. Whereas the basic shards, the ones that get the common champions, you can get it for 5,000. Very cheap. But I've already gotten all of my ancient shards for the month. But in a couple days, new month starts, I'll be checking the market for more. You also get the shards as rewards for, for doing events. Come over here, and they've always got events going. Always. Let's see. Yep, right there. I've already gotten the ancient shard. In fact, I got that one this morning. I was going to have 62 shards to pull. Then I got that one for free. I'm like, hey, look at that. 63 now. If I can keep climbing this ladder here, I'll get up to a void shard, which is what I need to get a man-eater. So that's my goal. But I've got a long ways to go. It took me a lot to get to this total of, 2,236 points from basically finding things in dungeons. I've got roughly 50% more to get high enough to get a void shard. Yeah, it's not easy. They make it really steep the higher you get. We also have these tournaments, and they're like the other challenges, but these have rewards. I accumulated all of these points just when I opened all of those shards. 63 shards gave me all of these points. So now I can claim all of these great rewards, up to and including a legendary book, which is incredibly valuable. Incredibly valuable. Now I've got another 2.5 days almost to get another 1,200 points to get a second book. To get 2 legendary books would be phenomenal. They're very, very, very hard to come by. And the fact that you see 2 of them as tournament rewards, just amazing. Nothing happens when you redeem the You Rock. I didn't realize that that was a thing. I'll have to have Yolfi look at that and maybe even give you a refund. You seem to be finding all of those little nooks and crannies that aren't working in your favor. But ultimately, you do have to realize you rock. So congratulations. I'm going to go ahead and claim my rewards. This is cool. You get the extra XP. Ooh, a rank 5 chicken. Oh, I got to show you why this is important. This is actually really, really cool. And a legendary book. Okay, rank 5 chicken. Sounds weird, but you come down here, to the tavern, and I'm going to take a guy from a rank 5 to rank 6. Which one was I going to get? I think I was going to do Iron Brago. It takes forever to rank these dudes up so that I can use them to feed this guy to make him rank 6. It's a very long, involved process. I'll probably do another video on that. Yeah, thank you, Yolfi. 20,000 points. Holy cow. Yeah, we need to fix that somehow. But now I can take this guy up to the max number of stars, ranks, because I just got this rank 6 chicken, or rank 5 chicken. It takes the place of one of these dudes that took forever to level up. That's exciting. I'll wait. I'm going to make sure I want to do him instead of him. A couple more legendaries that have been hiding down here. Or, in fact, yeah, I've got Vizix. She hasn't been very good at all. But I've also got these 2 guys. Do I want to save those and get him all the way up to rank 6? It's going to be a while because he's only level 1 with 1 star. Yeah, I've got some decisions to make. Thank you so much, Yolfi. I really appreciate you being right there and jumping on that. I appreciate that. All right. So yeah, in a nutshell, Sarita, if you're still here and you're still interested, that's the foundation of the game. It's all about progressing, getting your characters higher, your champions rather, higher in level, finding new champions, and I did tonight. I got some new ones. These little red dots here show that, hey, you got something new. And you can click on the faction, look for the red dots, and oh, look, Purgator. Yeah, I got him on my other account that I no longer play. So he's brand new on this account. Sweet. And any others here? Nope. And an Undead Heroes, or Hordes rather, my Elegias. And that's it for the Undead Horde. Yeah, I'm filling in the gaps. I've got just these 2 legendaries, and you can tell there's a lot. And some that I would just love to get my hands on. I did a video about my need and want for Rhodos, and Badel, and Mashaled. This dude, I mean, he just looks evil and vile and powerful. Every time, not every time, but just about every time I see him in the arena, just kicks my butt. His skills are just, so frustrating. But, yeah, I don't have him. I don't have Jack. There were a number of Halloween themed monsters, and I got a couple of them, but not him yet. And Sifi, or Sifi, the Lost Bride and the Lost Groom go together, and together they're just an amazing pair. And she's new. sexy beast right there, right? Another one of those that's just like way too powerful. But someday I'm going to get those. I've got all of the rares except for this dude. I want to know what happened to his face. That's kind of messed up. Yeah, coming along. And it even gives you a little total here of how many of each of these factions do you have. I'm missing 31 Banner Lords. I have less than half. I've been playing for a year and a half. I have less than half of the Banner Lords. Almost, or just a little over, over half the Sacred Order. Over half. Under half of the Ogryn. Yeah, so long ways to go. And trying not to spend money on it is a challenge. I do spend $10 a month for my my raid card. Gives me some extra experience and extra silver and more opportunities to do multi-battles. It's kind of like an automated mode, which is cool. Very handy. But yeah, that's where I am right now. And I would like to thank you all for joining me tonight. This was a good pull. Special thanks to Arab Prince for pushing me into doing the 10 pulls, which ultimately led to some really good monsters, really good champions. That was fun. Yeah, definitely. So thank you for joining me tonight. I do quite a few videos on Raid Shadow Legends, and you'll find those on my YouTube channel. Every once in a while, I'll do a stream on my Twitch channel. Both of these will be in the links down below. If you enjoyed this and want to hang out, hit like, subscribe, head on over to Twitch, and follow there as well, so you'll get an update on when I go live doing these types of videos. Thank you so much, and I'm looking